Welcome to another episode of the D Will Show. I am your host, D Will, and this is episode 138. Be sure to subscribe to the podcast YouTube channel at the D Will Show. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, leave some comments in there. I have 130 plus episodes out there for you guys with former NBA players, overseas players, coaches, and many, many more. Also, go like us wherever you get your podcast, Spotify, Apple, Google, the D Will Show. Be sure to give me 5 stars over there. Like I said, you could also listen to all the former episodes I have for you guys. I want to give a shout out to our sponsor for this episode, 27 Horizon. Connecting your business to new horizons, contact 27 Horizon for all of your creative design needs and book them today to make your event one to remember with any DJ and photo services. DM 27 Horizon for more info. But tonight on the platform, I have A-Town's finest. I have a former Aurora Christian star who
I'll
went on
take it.
to play collegiate ball at Florida A&M University. He's also the founder and co-founder of a tech company called Synergy 7, which is used to bond technology with human athletic performance. You guys help me welcome to the show, Mr. Jeremy Henderson.
Hey, you got it, D. Will. Hey, you got it, man. That's exactly what we do.
For sure. Man, what's up, bro? How you feeling?
I'm chilling, man. I'm good, man. I'm good. How you doing?
I'm doing good, bro. I can't complain. Like I said,
hey, real quick, who is that in the back over your left shoulder, man?
Right here. So this is my pops. My pops passed away in the beginning of 2022.
Okay.
So
shout out to pops, man.
Man, for real. Then right here, I got Ben Wilson, Benji from Simeon.
Okay.
And I got
Nipsey Hussle.
For sure. Then on this wall right here, I got Nipsey Hussle, Mac Miller. I got a few more posters I gotta hang up.
You got some trophies on the wall. 44 was you though?
Yep, 44 is me. My uncle wore that number too. So when I came to East, and he passed. So it was like, okay, I definitely gotta wear 44 for Unc.
So Unc wore 44, you rocking 44.
For sure. My cousin, and my cousin wore 44, so it ran in the family. So I had
44.
to. Okay. Yeah, for sure.
That's what's up.
But I kind of want to do things a little different tonight, bro. I kind of want to start off. Usually, I start off with your upbringing, but I kind of want to jump right into your business, Synergy 7. I was reading up on you for more info. Just kind of take us through, your business and what got you started in that field.
Yeah, man. So what got me started in the business directly was I actually coach and train my son, both of my sons, and have been doing it since my oldest was, I guess, like 2, and he turned 14 last week, so 12 years.
Okay.
So as I was coaching, training these kids, man, I mean, I don't know if you've ever coached or trained or whatever, but those of us, who are watching, that is one of the most challenging things you could ever take on in life is trying to teach a kid something, right? So anyways, we was in the gym, we was getting it on. A lot of what I kind of like show them, I've learned throughout the years, either playing at FAM or back at Aurora Christian. And so I try to teach them the things that I've learned, but there was at one point, it was in 2017. 2017. It was in 2017. I had on this wristband. So it was like the Nike Fitbits at the time is what had kind of been popular.
Okay.
Nike Fuel Band. So it was a Nike Fuel Band and it was a Fit Band. And those two things were kind of leading the pack on like performance wearables.
Okay.
So I had on the Nike Fuel Band and I was training some of these kids. We was getting some shots up. We was going through the fundamentals of like how to shoot the ball the right way. And as I was watching them, I was like, man, it's really challenging for them to really come in this gym day after day, shooting their form like consistently the right way. And so I was shooting around with them and I looked at, like after one of our workouts, I looked down at my Nike Fuel Band and I was like, man, I wish this thing would do a few things, like keep track of my shot count. Let me know if I made or missed it. Give me some information on how I could fix it and correct it. Like plug me with different people who like all these things just kind of came to my mind. Like it just like hit me one day. And so I reached out, I'm like, man, so this don't do that. Maybe there's something that does. So I went online, I started trying to track down something that could do what I wanted this Nike Fuel Band to do. And I couldn't find anything. So the way my mind works, I'm like, yo, nothing like this is out there and we can create something.
Yeah.
was going to be positive and powerful to the users. It'll give us a good footprint, you know what I'm saying, within grassroots youth sports, and we can help these athletes like just get better faster. My life will get better.
Yeah.
Right. I got to stop dealing with them coming in the gym with this broke jumper, trying to figure out why it's broke. And look, I was there. I mean, you could holler at some of my jumper was broke for a long time until we got it right. And so I'm like, if I can help somebody else faster than I help myself, then I'm doing something positive.
For sure.
And so I reached out to two of my teammates at Florida A&M at the time, and I asked them, like, look, here's what I want this to do. Is it possible to like build it? And they were like, they kind of thought through it. One was a computer programmer. The other was a mechanical and like electrical engineer.
Okay.
So they were like, you can figure it out. You can like build it. It's going to take some time because there's like no model for it. I said, all right, well, let's get to work. And so I asked a few of my other guys who I played basketball with. Jason Collins was one. Rick Russell was another. James Patman was another. I played with James at Florida A&M. I played with Rick at Florida A&M. I played with Jason, grew up with Jason since I was a kid.
Shout out Jason. That's my guy.
Shout out to Jason Collins. And then called Isaiah Davis. He was a high school coach at the time, still is, at the crib too, at Wabanzi. I'm sorry, at Matea Valley. So I asked all these guys, I'm like, yo, Terrence Woods, call him. T Woods got a burner. Best shooter, I think, ever of all time I've ever seen shoot the rock. And so I asked him, and I'm like, listen, Woods, couldn't this do, like, what do you think about this? He said, man, I think it could work, man. I think it would make sense, you know. I heard that from him. I'm like, and plus everybody else. But I'm like, all right, cool. This is it. Let's figure it out. So we just went down the process of figuring it out, right? So like Michael Ayodele, Brian Zamora, those are two of my teammates from Florida A&M who are the computer programmer and mechanical engineer. And we just started trying to build it. You know what I mean? Two of the other guys on our team, Jason Campbell, Alvin Kennedy, they both went to FAM as well. And so like Jason is on the marketing side, right? So he like is a guru on all things like marketing. Alvin is just smart. You know, he's just one of these dudes who pick up something, understand it, and then we roll it. Like JP, James, he just same way. He could pick up on something, he get it, he understand it, we move it. So then we got another guy on our team, Terry Williams. This dude is like the OG of the team. Terry is like 62, but you would swear he's like 35. Yeah. And from a technical standpoint, he just understands things, right? So we just started forming a business, you know? We just started forming a business. We understood the market. We acquired the right skill sets. We acquired the right people. And then once we did that, we just kind of put it all together and then just started like hustling, saving, investing, finding investors, pitch contests, accelerator programs, just acquiring resources as we go. And so like now in probably about three months or so, about 10 to 12 weeks, we'll have 1,000 J sleeves, which is big because we came from literally an idea to a product that is ours, right? That we built, right? That we put our effort and energy into, you know what I mean? So to see it start from nothing to something is just crazy.
Come to fruition, yeah.
Yeah, came to fruition, yeah.
How long was the process though, and like really planning it? You know, was there like
we still planning, bro. We still planning, right? I mean, we were a startup. I'm talking like we were a startup, a person with an idea that just grew and grew and grew and grew and grew. And so you go through the steps of first do your due diligence. Like we had to do our due diligence. We had to understand this is an idea that somebody came up with that a few people thought they liked. That's good. Yeah. So, but what do more people think, right? Because you're not going to just go off and invest and start a business and dedicate all this time, effort, and energy into something that you don't think will give you a return. You know what I mean? For sure. And so when you look at the number of people who play basketball just in the U.S., that number is like 10 million people. that are in youth grassroots area. Like that area has grown like crazy. Everybody a hooper now.
Facts.
If they a hooper or not, they
gonna wear it.
think they can hoop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And but they think they can, and so who's to tell them that they can't? You know?
For sure.
And everybody starts at different stages. So we wanted to just like put the tools in people's hands to get them there. You know what I mean? Faster.
For sure.
But yeah, so the planning part was, it started off with, let's just validate if the market is even there. That was like the first step. The next step, well, actually the first step was, can you even build anything like this? So that we had to get that clear first. If you can't, then why bother with it?
Yeah.
But you could. Then you figure out if the market was there. Okay. Then you start going and acquiring some resources and pulling them together to kind of, divide and conquer different aspects of what you got to take to grow. And then you just build product, build market, penetrate market. Like, you just keep going.
Yeah.
And so that's what we've been doing, since 2017, is we just like kept going. We ain't let nothing stop us.
That's dope. For you, I don't kind of want to tap in too much to what you got going on, but will there be more like gear that you'll be willing to add to that?
Yeah, man. Like I don't want to give it all away.
No, for sure.
No, I'm kidding. No, for sure though. Like we want to be able to. So what we learned about what we have right now with the J Sleeve, the J Sleeve will capture your form and give you all this feedback. It'll give you shot count. It'll connect you to coaches and trainers that are out there to try to help you with the recruiting tool and platform. You know what I mean? So you can make yourself available to others, and you can track what others do. So from a recruiting standpoint, from understanding how you compete, like you can monitor and view all these things and just decide what you want to do. But right now we just capture the shot, right? So there's a lot of other things that come in with playing basketball, foot movement, right?
Yeah.
How good is your footwork, right? Your ball handling ability. Like how do you combine all those things together for a skill work move to like a bucket, right? So we want to be able to like capture all that stuff. And so right now we're capturing an element of it.
That's dope.
But we'll get there, man. We got a nice long plan on what our future gonna look like, and we're gonna get there.
No, for sure. That's dope. Y'all make sure y'all go support, man. That's dope. Yeah. Okay. Now from the beginning, take us through your upbringing. Where you from, stuff like that, and then we'll just pivot from there.
Yeah, man. Born in Chicago, but raised 100% in Aurora. I think I lived like 6 months, something like that, in Chicago. But my mother and my mother and her entire family is from Aurora. The entire family, brothers and sisters, my aunts and uncles, my mom's brother and sister, her mom, they're all from Aurora. So I grew up on Aurora's west side. Went to Main Baptist Church, went to Aurora Christian. My entire life. Went out to Bolingbrook for maybe like 2 years, 6th grade, 7th grade, something like that. 5th, 6th grade, then came back, graduated from Aurora Christian. That's where I'm from. Then went to Florida A&M after. And then back home, Tennessee, now Houston, where I live now.
Okay. For you, when did basketball come into the picture for you? Did your family?
And I was 2.
Yeah. Okay.
I was 2.
Was it a part of the family already?
Yeah. So my dad played. So my dad grew up in Chicago. He went to Hirsch High School. He played with like Ricky Green and a lot of those guys. So when he would come scoop me on the weekends, whenever I would go to his house, he would take me to the gym where he was playing.
Got you. Okay.
And so I guess that's like it was over with at that point, because I started playing YMCA basketball at 2 years old and have not stopped since. I'm 41. I hit 41 this year.
Okay, so no other sport was even in question for you. You was always.
I mean, I played them. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody when they're young, I think should play multiple sports before you land on like, you know what I'm saying, what you think you might want to do longer term.
Yeah.
So I played them because it was fun. Like I played baseball, never played football, other than like, in the like in the backyard with people out in the street or whatever. So I did that. My cousin's house up the street, we did that. played baseball a little bit like through Little League, but for the most part, I was just
strictly hooping. Okay. Yeah. Okay. For you, was there a particular moment where you realized that basketball is what you wanted to pursue, with your life?
Yeah, man, I always thought, I don't know how many people play basketball, but I always just had that goal, like, I'm going to make the league.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you have to believe that to an extent.
Sure.
That doesn't mean that you don't have backup plans. You know what I mean? Because
that's just your main goal.
That's just the goal. Like I practiced that way. I played that way. I had that type mentality. Obviously, didn't have the skill to get there. Otherwise, I would have been there. But I had the passion and the love to try to get there.
Yeah. Okay.
And that has helped me in a lot of other areas. But yeah, that was my thing, man. I feel like always I wanted to at least try to be in the NBA. I can't even think to a point in time where I didn't want that to be my main thing.
Okay. For you, when you really locked in, you said you've been playing since you were 2. Did you have a favorite player or, NBA player or somebody in your family that you looked up to that you kind of had in your game after?
Well, I think everybody looked up to Mike during our time, man. I was born in 83. So,
for sure.
I mean, everybody was just bull crazy fans looking up to Mike. And then, of course, after Mike, you had Kobe because he was the closest thing that you've seen to Mike. So those are like my top 2 favorite players that I would watch basketball from. But like, so when my pops would take me to go watch him play, I want to say he took me to like Avalon Park a lot.
Okay. Yeah.
Man, the dudes who stood out the most when I used to go watch him play was Ian Mahoney. Ian Mahoney like shoots lights out, dog. Like Terrence Woods is at the top of the list. There's just no debate. I'm sorry, you can't debate it. Terrence Woods that's it. But then like Ian is real close. You remember Allen Houston from back in the day with the New York Knicks? He shot like him. Just didn't miss.
Okay.
After him, I want to say like we would watch them play. Like I watched them play, and it was just amazing because he was an old dude just getting work. And then even as I got older, it was hard to really fool with him. Like Arnie Duncan was another guy who I watched play.
Oh yeah.
And it was like, and I played against him, and he was left-handed. So it's like it's weird. Like you feel like you can stop him. He's just so, he's so shifty. He's so crafty.
He still got it to this day, bro.
I bet he does. Like
he still got
him like maybe like 4 years ago or something like that. 5 years ago, I saw him play. I'm like, this dude can still go. It's crazy.
Yeah, he still got it for sure.
So they stood out to me. Those guys, in terms of who I looked up to, they stood out like a lot.
Yeah.
They stood out a lot.
Coming up, take us through just your YMCA days. Did you have an AAU career coming up, or was that not really a thing then? Or how did you just grow up playing ball? Okay.
No, it wasn't. It was definitely a thing. It was just not. It wasn't anything that me and my people was aware of. Like how it is now. You know what I mean? We just didn't know about it. I can remember my mom's kind of bringing up the fact that somebody wanted me to come try and play with them. Okay. But she didn't really know a whole lot about what it was, so she didn't like give it a second thought. And so I didn't really like strongly pursue it at all. I don't even know if we talked about it. But yeah, I played like we was just always playing. Like back in the late 80s to mid 90s, you could just find a run anywhere. Like, and so me and my family, my uncle, he lived up the street from me. He had 3 boys, Mark, Nate, and Anthony. Those are my brothers. Okay. And then he had a daughter, Jackie. That's my Monica. Jackie, that's my sister. That's my cousin. So they would always have these get-togethers. Like, always. And so everybody that was my age that kind of went to Aurora Christian, went to Maine, was up the street, saw us playing, wanted to come down. Like whenever we would get together, there'd be at least like, the Heralds would come over. There'd be at least, I don't even know, the CC Foster, Jonas, all these guys would come over. And there would be like, Julian Harold would be over there. Mark was there because I was the youngest. So you had at least my age plus, man, Mark gonna be, I think 50 this year. So like 9+ years above me. And I was the youngest. And so his driveway had a goal in it. And there'd be like 10, 12 dudes, one ball, one hoop, skinny driveway.
Yeah.
Derek Duff used to come over a lot, and we would just battle like the whole night. you would just battle playing 32 like the whole night.
Yeah, the right way.
Yeah. And that's when you really learn like how to hoop. And then, you know, you could find a run at the crib anywhere. We used to have open gym at our school all the time. Gym was always open. People would come through and play during the summer times, 3 days out of the week. Our gym was open at the school on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, like 5 to 8 o'clock, you know, until school started. So like you always had access. We was just like always playing. And so by always playing, it's like I don't remember a time where I didn't play.
Yeah,
year round.
Year round.
It was just part of what we did.
Yeah, and that crazy part about that is, bro, like we don't even have that anymore. You know
that
what I mean?
Blows my mind, man.
Like now
blows my mind.
Now I can drive in the summertime. It's like parks, courts empty. I'm like, man, when we were coming up, man,
we stayed outside. But you know where they are? They at somebody gym getting trained or whatever, which is necessary.
Yeah.
But they not putting in the time. Like you don't see a lot of people putting in the time like how we used to put in the time.
For sure. Especially
now. And it's controlled, but like creativity, like you got to get outside. You got to get in the gym. You got to get out on the park. Like you got to build that passion, build that love. But
for sure,
you know, it's just different, man.
For sure. You know, now we got video games and social media, and it's like, man, we were outside playing all day, every day. Every day, my mom knew, okay, we're going to the park hoop every day.
And it's not like we didn't have a video game. We had a video game.
Yeah.
We just like, I had Super Nintendo. Yeah. Like, so you had that. You had stuff like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Maybe not, but you still outside. Like you wanted to be more outside than you want to be inside.
For sure. Times are definitely different, man.
It's just
take us through why Aurora Christian? Why did you go there, you know, for your high school career?
Yeah, we was talking about it before we went live, man. You were telling me about how everybody in your family went to East and how you had the choice of where you would go.
Yeah.
And it was like an easy choice. You go to East. You know what I mean? My family, I was the youngest of my cousins. My 4 cousins. And all of them before me had gone to Aurora Christian. A lot of the people that like was in our family and our network had gone to Aurora Christian. So it's like I was the youngest of all of them. So it's like you gonna go to Aurora Christian that much.
Follow the footsteps. That's dope. That's dope. How was the experience though? Like, you know, not to be too harsh, but just me being young, like I've never known Aurora Christian to have a great basketball history. But meeting you and Jason and stuff like that, it's like, wow, I would have never known that. Just take us through that whole experience and the history behind Aurora Christian.
You don't get the respect, of course, because you don't get the opportunity to play West, like how y'all, you know, how East has the East versus West, you know, rivalry. I mean, which is well deserved and is the best game in town. So let's not get that twisted. It is because of how many people come out to support it and the energy that it comes with. Like you can't really beat that. So we didn't have that. So since we didn't have that, you just naturally don't get the same respect I felt that, you know, that the other 2 schools got.
Yeah.
Just off of that strength. So that actually creates a lot of fuel to want to go and bust somebody's head when you play that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's probably why West didn't want to play us, because they didn't want us to come in and get the victory. And they didn't want to play us. And now it's you know.
Yeah.
But that's the energy that we all have about
for sure. So make it fun. Yeah.
But we had some hoopers, man. I mean, look, Aurora Christian, your regular dude that you may not even hear about at Aurora Christian can hoop. He just don't got the same platform
for sure
as East and West. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And there's a lot of reasons why that is that we don't got to get into on the live. But that's the truth. So because of that, it's like, but we did have hoopers, right? So you think about like Julian Harrell, Jason Collins, of course, Mark Davidson, Matt Davidson, a lot of guys, Jabari Harrell, CeCe Foster, Isaiah Davis, obviously. Like you got a lot of guys. Jason Wright, who is, in my opinion, the second best player to come out of Aurora Christian. Matt Nadelhofer. I mean, you got some dogs, but now I'm gonna tell you a name that you ain't heard of, and this dude can get a bucket like anybody. His name was, and listen to it, it was Brian Odell. So nobody even knows who that is except for the people that know who that is.
That went there,
We're talking
yeah.
about somebody who was ambidextrous. If he driving left hard baseline, he gonna pull that boy square up and burn it with his left. If he driving hard right, he gonna pull up, square up, burn it with his right. So he could play. I think that's just our area, right? Like if you take your regular dude from Chicagoland and take him out to Florida, he gonna be real solid.
For sure.
You know what I mean? So I think that's just indicative of our area. But Aurora Christian, man, we had dudes, man. I'm missing some names I know, so I hope nobody take offense. Like Joe Mann was a name I could think of for sure. Like we had guys who could play, you know.
So Jason tapped in, most unstoppable open gym player ever.
Yeah, he's talking about Brian Odell. And he said open gym for a reason because you know things gotta translate everywhere you go, and that don't happen all the time.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, no, we had guys, bro. We had guys who could really get down.
For sure. But like game wise and team that you messed up against, how was that experience? Playing at Aurora Christian, the talent that you guys played.
Yeah, I mean, we played everybody. So we had a Don Davidson, legendary, I'm sure he in the Hall of Fame by now, coach. He made sure we played an independent schedule. So like we didn't play, we would play some bums, but I think everybody plays a bum here or there, and bum is relative. So take that with it how you want. But we also played we played in the Easter Road tournament, Christmas tournament. I want to say every year that I was there for sure. And prior to that, going back to like, I don't know what year was Julian, 95? Because him and Aaron McGee used to have some battles. They used to have some battles, man. I remember playing against East. I want to say it was my junior year, and I'm pretty sure they dog walked. No, it wasn't my junior year, it was my senior year. And I'm pretty sure they dog walked us because we didn't have much at that time. But the energy of just being there, we played them dudes. We played Providence, St. Mel, LeVar Seals was an animal. Dog. That dude was athletic. He was different. We would play like Hales. Andre Brown, that dude come out to Batavia and put on an absolute show. So we played some talent. We definitely played some guys. We would have loved to have played West, but they just didn't.
Let me see. ACS was in the East Holiday Tournament all the way back to when we was in grade school. Yeah. Jason.
Look, that dude right there is an encyclopedia. He is like a sports almanac. So you're trying to figure out Jason, what happened back in 1935 on March 3rd? Man, what did he
got it for you. Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. So I know you said you spoke on East and you guys played them. You said they just completely just destroyed y'all.
Yeah, man. My senior year, we had my junior year. I can't remember. Okay. We didn't actually match up against them, I don't think.
Okay.
Junior year. My junior year, when we had myself, Jason Wright, Isaiah Davis, us three, we ran. We ran. Tim Harris was our center who could burn a corner three at any time. So that we actually made the Sweet 16 my junior year. But when we had to go, everybody left. I think I was the only returning starter my senior year. So that was tough.
You take us through. You said you went to the Sweet 16. Who did you guys end up losing to?
Bureau Valley is who we lost to, man. We lost to. I don't even remember where they from. So when we played our regular season schedule would be like an independent schedule, but our tournament where we would kind of play our regional sectionals, all that, I think it was single A. Because we only had 2As back then. You had double A and single A. Now I don't even know what you got. The school my son's on too, they got like 7 A's. So I don't even know what they got in Illinois.
I thought it was like 4. I know it's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now I don't even know. They didn't.
So when you played, they had 4?
I think so.
In 2015.
I think so. Yep.
Wow.
And now they probably added, because it's new schools popping up everywhere now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like
we had 2 back then. We had 2 back then.
Okay, that's dope. So you kind of had to face everybody. Chicago schools too, there, right?
Everybody could play. Everybody.
That's dope. That's dope. For you, when did the recruiting process kind of come into the picture for you? When did schools really start to reach out to you and get on your radar?
Yeah, I want to say I started receiving my first letter I feel like it was like the end of my sophomore year. I had gotten like my first letter. All of those things back then, and I don't even know how it is. Well, I know how it is now. Like you have all these different sites and things that you could kind of tap into and make contact with. But back then, at least for me, everything flowed through my high school coach, Don Davidson, and then to me. So he was letting me know that there were certain schools that were kind of reaching out at the time. I think the end of my sophomore year, because I played varsity at Aurora Christian my sophomore, junior, and senior year.
Dope.
And played JV my freshman year. So I think I got my first letter, whatever, end of my sophomore year. Started getting a few more my junior year. Had my eyes set on fam though. Like had my eyes completely set on fam for a number of reasons.
And were they the first school? Or are you talking about like before that you knew that's where you wanted to go before they reached out to you?
I recognized I wanted to go to fam when I was a junior.
Okay.
I was a junior. Yeah, I had went to so me and a lot of the people that we had grew up with, we were in like this community-based something where you could go and like go to different high schools in different areas and just attend different seminars, that kind of thing. And I remember going to Whitney Young one Saturday for some seminar, and fam had come there. And so my junior year, I'm like, yo, this is where I want to be. Like they came and they had presented all the things about like the school. And at the time, FAM was like a top 50 business school within the entire country at that time.
Got you.
And I saw that they had won the MEAC. I want to say, no, Hampton had won the MEAC. I think it was my junior year. And that's when I had realized that anybody who wins the MEAC ends up making it to the NCAA tournament. And so then I noticed that FAM was in the MEAC, and then I just kind of come from that like seminar from the business school standpoint of thinking what I would want to do if I don't play basketball. And they just were like the perfect fit, you know?
Yeah.
They were the perfect fit, man. So I was fortunate to kind of get to the school, walk on when I got there, and earn a scholarship, you know, throughout the process. So that part
that's dope. That's dope. How was the whole experience? You know, how did you have to adapt? You know what I mean? Like you went out there for not just basketball, but other reasons too.
Yeah.
But you did end up playing ball there. Can you take us through the adjustments you had to make, knowing that you're going from this level to the next level, you know, in your life?
Bro, it was totally different, man. I mean, from a lot of different aspects. Like, you know, so first off, Tallahassee, Florida A&M's campus is way different than Aurora, you know, but very similar to like a lot of the things and aspects that you built within your community in, you know, Aurora. You know what I mean?
Got you.
Like, you get to FAM and you got like nothing but excellent people, Black excellence walking around you left and right. Like everybody is active. You know, everybody is going to get it, like period. And so you see that, and it's super energetic. So it was different, but it was a positive different. You know what I mean? Like you fit in, like you felt real comfortable, like where you were. You know what I mean? And then the ambition of the people around you, it was like this is energetic, like this is addictive. Like you can, like let's do this, right? Basketball was a transition as well. I mean, we had some dogs at FAM, bro. Like I'm thinking like DeMarcus Wilkins. This dude, DeMarcus Wilkins, is like, how tall is D? D is maybe like, I don't know. He's like 5'9". He will cook anybody. He is cold. Yeah, he just, I don't know. D got a different type of offensive game. He's a dog. Killer. Then you had Griff, who was there when I got there, and Griff like jumps out the gym, little, you know, T-Rex arms, but bounces like out the roof. You know, Dominique Jackson, he was from Immokalee, Florida. He was just he could play. Like Dominique was somebody who was totally different. He could shoot from wherever. He was fast. He was quick. He was skinny. He could jump. He was different. You know, then we had bigs like OJ Sumter was tough. That dude was from New York. He could just Juice could hit you with whatever, with a fadeaway. I mean, Juice was cold. And then as the years progressed, like Rick Russell, who went to Westinghouse, he ended up coming. Rick had a burner, but also just had that KG type energy.
Yeah, he about it.
Through the roof. Like he could hoop. JK, John Kelly, he was a Tallahassee dude, born and raised. Okay. And a scoring machine, like 6'6", just you can't stop him. It's just hard. you know, T Woods could shoot like, you know, Terrence was the best shooter in the country. Like, so he was a better shooter than JJ Redick when we played back in the early 2000s. So playing with all these dudes, it was like, you got some talent, like, and so your game accelerates so fast, grows so fast.
Did you have a moment? I don't mean to cut you off. Did you have a moment where it kind of clicked for you? You was like, damn.
It took a while for me.
I'm at the college level now.
It took a while for me to click. Like when I got there, I just had that mentality of like working, you know, because you had to, like, you looking around and boys they going, like every single person is going to get it. Our coach, Mike Gillespie, was no joke. I mean, he was 6'6", white hair, would tell you exactly what you needed to know, but knew his stuff, right? And would motivate you as well. Like if you don't live up to G standard, you ain't doing what you need to do, you know?
Yeah, okay.
So it was an adjustment because the game, look, everybody can hoop. Like it's different in high school where you might run up against a team who may or may, you know, or you run up against a team that got like 1 or 2, maybe 3, you know what I mean? 4, Darius Glover, I can't fail to mention D Glove from Westinghouse as well. That dude was.
Oh, D Glove. Shout out D Glove.
Shifty, big fella shifty with a little mid-range. So everybody.
So D Glove was there with you?
Yeah, I was on my way out when he had came in.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I was on my way out when he had came in. Okay. So yeah, man. So it was, I mean, yeah, everybody could just play. High school was totally different. College, everybody could go. But that was the fun part about it, man, because you talk about competition at its peak and you see that every day. Like that was where it was fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Tell me some of your favorite, like your most favorite memorable moment and some of your like lowest moments that you had, you know, playing college ball.
Yeah, I feel like the best moment, of course, was that 03-04 moment where we won the MEAC championship. Like to win something that big, I ain't never done that before.
It's tough.
And so like that was just an experience in itself to then go to the NCAA tournament. Like
that was lifetime.
Yeah, man. Like you just don't get that experience often, right? So that part of that in itself was just, I mean, that is like the pinnacle of any type of experience. The lowest moment still, I guess, as it relates to basketball was after that, there was like a lot of guys were graduating that fam. And I'm like, man, I got a real opportunity now to leave my footprint on this spot, like before I get up out of here in a year or 2. And I snapped my hand that didn't heal right. I snapped it early and it didn't heal right. So I was like, dang, like, but it is what it is. But that was kind of one of the lowest moments because it just came unexpected.
Yeah.
You know? So when you don't plan for stuff, when stuff happens, it's like, oh, how do you deal with the unexpected stuff? So that was unexpected, that kind of hurt. But at the same time, it has some real good memories. So the hurt didn't last too long.
For sure. When your career came to an end in college, what was your mindset after that? Like, what were you thinking? Like, are you thinking, all right, I'm gonna try to go pro? Or are you thinking like, you know, you came there also for business, school related? Like, what was your mindset after, you know?
So that's one of the things. Like going to FAM, there's so much going on. Like our games would be equally as packed as our seminars would be packed. Okay, you know what I mean? So the education aspect of Florida A&M is the best benefit that I received throughout my 4 years because you didn't just have guys who was just interested in one thing or, you know, everybody was interested in their future, you know? And so the message kind of is clear. Like I went, you know, I grew up through SBI and the message is clear on what you can accomplish, achieve with that education from FAM and your options, you know what I mean? Yeah. So once you know the options available to you, that's how you can kind of plan for what you can do, right?
For sure.
And so like going and playing pro and all that, I loved to play. Right? But I knew I had options. And so for me, it kind of came down to a simple calculation of I can either attempt to try to go and play more and extend my time to make the living that I think I want for myself and really, you know, succeed at other things in basketball and continue this career, or I can leverage my education, go, you know, get a good job, still get good quality experience, learn and develop the same way, just in something different.
For sure.
And so that calculation for me made sense was to go the route of just continuing my life and other things that I've learned along the way, which is different than basketball, and still be involved in basketball like I am now, which, you coach, you give back, you play, and you still experience that love and passion, for the game. But FAM was perfect in equipping you with multiple skills that you can put in your toolkit and pull them out whenever you need to.
For sure. Was it tough, kind of knowing that the ball stopped bouncing for you as far as your playing career? Was it tough to really walk away from that, knowing that okay, my playing days are over with, but I'm still going to be around the game a little bit, and now you're in the coaching and stuff like that?
Yeah, it's tough, man. I mean, it was tough. Just having to be a part of your routine and something that you do every day. And then the camaraderie that you get with the guys that you're playing with, you know what I'm saying? We still consider each other brothers to this day. I could pick up the phone and call Rick or call Griff, when we ain't talked for however long, and it's nothing, you can talk to them. So that aspect of it, you still have friends outside of hooping, right?
For sure.
So, but that part is one that you do miss, just competing, going out and competing against the best guys you can find. That part hurts too, when you can't just show up and know that you got a real hard run, that somebody's going to push you. That competitive aspect of it is hard to let go of as well.
For sure.
But when you start coaching, for example, you kind of get some of that back. But that's where it's dangerous, because if your kids that you coach and everybody else that don't got that same passion, you looking crazy.
For sure. That was my next question. Now, how do you transfer everything that you've learned into coaching your kids now? Because, realizing that the way you may have been brought up by your coach may have been tough love, but you have to realize that you can't coach everybody the same way. So how did you adjust and adapt?
Tough love, dogs. Nah, forget that. No, everybody gets tough love, dog.
Okay.
Sons included. I don't care. You come into the gym, you get tough love, dog. And if you don't want it, you gotta go play someplace else.
Got you. Okay, that was definitely what I was gonna ask. Okay, cool. So it's strictly either you get it, if not, you're gonna get it. If not, then you can leave, type thing.
I mean, otherwise you're wasting your time, bro. I mean, honestly, if you really don't want to get it, then go play in an I-9 or a YMCA or whatever. You know what I mean?
That's a fact. That's a fact.
But if you really want to get it, you're going to try to find the best run. And so if you came to where we at, so right now I coach and volunteer at an organization called the Outlaws. Okay. And so we have a lot of, I don't even know what the youngest age is. I think it might be 3rd through 9th grade. Okay. And so, you come into the gym, if you don't want to play, man, just go out.
Don't even come in.
Go someplace else.
Okay. For you, just the game of basketball by itself, what has it kind of taught you that kind of carry into life?
I mean, I've done it my entire life, so it kind of has shaped everything that I've done. The parts that make, in my opinion, a really good basketball player is somebody that number one really enjoys to compete, you know what I mean? And is willing to work at getting themselves better. So if you have those two things alone, applying that type of mentality to life, just life will work for you. You know what I mean? If you out here every day, waking up, on the hunt, trying to go figure out what you're going to do with your life, and if you're willing to do that consistently day after day, your life won't be good. So that's just kind of how I approach it. So that's exactly, I think about things competitively, and I think about trying to make myself as best as I can at whatever it is that I'm doing.
For sure. I know this question kind of piggyback off the one I just asked you, but what has been the biggest advice that you've learned thus far, just basketball wise, business wise, that has taught you that you kind of still use today?
Yeah, the thing that I've learned is just always don't get stuck on in your own way. You know what I mean? Don't just think that what you have set up is the only way that things can go. You start thinking like that, some gonna get thrown at you that you're not ready for because you wasn't thinking about it, because you just thought your way was how it had to be. So being flexible and just always never getting stuck and being flexible and like always trying to keep planning until you reach whatever it is you're trying to reach, and you kind of set small goals. You set too big a goal, it's like feels, for me anyway, it feels like too much to bite off. So it's like set small goals. And if I set those small goals, and it's like, okay, you get that mentality, then you're good. You're gonna get tired. Everybody get tired,
Yeah, you're gonna get tired. You're gonna have adversity. You're gonna have everything thrown at you. Everything ain't gonna just be peaches and roses. You're gonna have things.
You're gonna get tired.
For sure. Okay. So Jay, so these part right here is what I call like my hot seat questions, so to speak.
Hot seat questions. All right.
Hot seat questions. This question right here in particular is probably my favorite one to ask, especially anybody from Aurora based.
Yeah.
If I was to tell you to create an all-time five from Aurora,
oh man,
who would be your
five?
All-time five.
Well, Boatwright got to start off as number one. That just I don't think anybody is dumb enough to debate that.
For sure. Boat been on like everybody list except for ones that like didn't see him play, but yeah, he's still on people five.
Yeah, Bo got to be at the top. Mark Davidson got to be up there.
Okay.
Because that dude there, I mean, I'm sorry, I still ain't seen nobody. Bo dominated in a different way than Mark did, and Bo was more dominant than Mark was. But Mark was a bully and could just shoot.
Oh, okay.
Mark was tough. So I go Boat, I go Mark Davidson. I gotta go with Aaron McGee because that dude was just a freak athlete, what I mean? But could play and get a bucket however he wanted.
That's a tough three so far.
Jay Thomas, you talk about a floor general, so and a lockdown defender. So I gotta go Jay. And then
last one. Talk to me.
The fifth dude who I gotta throw in there, that fifth man is hard. Man. Man. I'm probably gonna go with the mix that I have with Mark and Aaron. I'm probably gonna go Julian Harrell.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Julian to give me that size, right? So Julian, Mark, and Aaron McGee are gonna just work you from the wings and stop you. Both gonna bucket you to death, and Jay gonna dime everybody and lock you down. Whoever on the other side with both.
That's tough. That's
tough. I gotta go that five.
That's tough. Okay. In your prime, if there could have been a 1v1 that you would have with anybody that you want, who would be that matchup that you would want?
Oh man, I mean, so if I'm just off the strength of the matchup, I'm going Mike. I mean, you
gotta go Mike.
Why not? I mean, if you get the opportunity to say, hey, you can check up anybody you want, I'm checking up Mike.
No, for sure.
Like, just to meet Mike and see Mike up close and personal.
For sure.
I'm checking Mike.
And he gonna make you better because you're gonna be like, damn, he kind of doing everything.
Listen, you're gonna get tortured, but you're gonna learn a lot in a short period of time because it ain't gonna last long. Look, I ain't taking the checkup because I'm trying to win. Like I'm not taking that checkup because I'm trying to beat. Like obviously I'm trying to beat you, but if I get anybody, I'm checking Mike up, man.
For sure. He gonna beat you, but you're gonna have fun while you're getting beat. That's for
sure. Absolutely.
If you could listen to 3 albums for the rest of your life, what 3 albums would they be and why?
Oh man. So Reasonable Doubt for sure. Gotta go Reasonable Doubt. Jay dropped so much knowledge on Reasonable Doubt.
Man,
what was the track? Regrets. Gotta Learn to Live with Regrets was on Reason. That one right there, I think I listened to. I don't even know. At least that. So Reasonable Doubt for sure.
Okay.
I'm gonna go. It's interesting just because what he did to it wasn't fair to everybody else. I'm gonna go The Drought with Lil Wayne. Okay. Let's see, The Drought with Lil Wayne, and then third. Come back to me on the third. That's
Okay,
too
Jason.
hard, bro. Why would you ask somebody top 3? Like, you got to condense it down so much to give you 3. Like, somebody gonna be mad.
Look, you want me 5 cool? 5 cool? You give me 2 more? Make it a little bit better?
I'm gonna come back to you. I'm gonna get it to a 3rd.
Okay, bet.
I'm gonna get it to a 3rd.
Jason said Mike gonna torture you. Yeah, Mike gonna torture everybody, man.
Everybody.
No matter who you are.
Everybody. I thought I saw my cousin down there say something about couldn't play defense. I don't know who he talking about. He got to be talking about Mike.
Man, if you could have 5 dinner guests, dead or alive, anybody.
Say it one more time. 5 who?
If you could have 5 dinner guests that you could just
5 dinner guests
that you could just sit at the table with and just chop it up, learn, pick their brain, who would that 5 be?
We going Martin and Malcolm off the rip. We going Obama 3rd just because, listen, what he was able to accomplish.
And what he went through. Yeah.
Shockingly, look who I got behind me. Barack.
Oh, yeah, Barack. MLK.
Martin. Frederick Nelson. There you go. 5 right there.
That's tough. I was just going to say your background, give it away for you. There you go.
5 right there.
Jay, if I told you I could get you courtside tickets to any game in NBA history, what game would you have to be at and why?
Man. What game would I have to be at? And so throughout all of the whole
NBA history, any game.
Man, you know what? Courtside, give me Kobe on his way out with 61. Give me that one. Because tell me who has put on a better retirement last game? I'm on my way out. Who has put on a better performance than Kobe?
Facts. And Kobe felt all of that, man. He was like, like he went out the right way. Yeah.
61 on his way out, man.
Man, and people try to say Kobe not top 5. Man, Kobe's top 5, bro.
Who said Kobe not top 5?
Now, you know, these analysts on these sports shows, like Kobe not top 5. I'm like, man, Kobe is literally Mike 2.0. Ain't no way he not top 5.
Look, people told you don't argue with fools because from a distance, they don't know who is who. Don't argue with nobody who say Kobe is not top 5. They do not know what they talking about. Don't waste your breath.
For sure. And that going to my next one. I need your top 5 players of all time.
Mike, Kobe. Let's go there. Obvious. Okay. Bron 3rd. For sure. Wilt, say what you want. Wilt stats. And if you watch Wilt, if you YouTube Wilt and slow Wilt down a little bit and really watch dude, and to do it to the capacity that he did it, I'm going Wilt. I don't care. Wilt.
So you got Mike, Kobe, Bron, Wilt.
Mike, Kobe, Bron, Wilt, Shaq, man.
Shaq. Okay, Jason said you love you some Wilt.
Right. Wilt.
Wilt's your guy. Man, yes. I gotta bring this up, bro, because I seen I seen it on like Twitter before. And they were just like, man, you know, I don't believe the Wilt game, 100-point game really happened because there's no footage. We're getting footage from all these other different things, but there's no footage of the game. And I'm like, I kind of see where they coming from, but I kind of also believe, like, damn, we ain't got no footage of it at all. Like, numbers.
To me, that sound funny too.
Yeah, like, damn, we ain't got nothing from it. We got a picture, but we ain't got no footage. Come on, man.
It's in the Vatican, man.
Man, we need to get
the footage is in the Vatican with all the other hidden items. Because somebody got something somewhere.
Somewhere, bro. We got a picture, but we ain't got not a dunk, not a nothing.
I ain't buying it.
That's kind of hard to believe. My last 2 for you, Jay.
Okay.
If you could look in the mirror right now and you could look at your 16-year-old self, knowing what you know now, doing, you know, everything that you went through, your story.
Yeah.
What would be the main piece of advice that you would give yourself knowing what you know now?
Man, that's at 16, I probably would tell myself at 16, learn to deal with adversity a lot better. Right? Learn how to deal when something don't go your way. Learn how to deal with that a lot better.
For sure.
At 16.
For sure. Yeah.
You know, old dog, new tricks, some things don't go together. So learn how to deal with it now. That way it kind of becomes a habit, and it's a lot easier to deal with it when you get older. You know what I mean?
For sure. For sure.
So I would tell my 16-year-old, that'd be the main thing I would tell myself back.
Learn how to deal with adversity. Okay. Man. And then my last one for you, Jay, is, this platform is to pretty much give you your flowers and to pretty much just tell your story, in hopes that it will connect with the youth to uplift them so they don't make the same mistakes that you guys made.
Yeah.
If you could recommend somebody for the show that you feel like deserve their flowers or need their story to be heard, who would you recommend to the show for me?
Yeah, I like to. So I'm gonna go with Jason Wright, the number 2 best player to come out of Aurora Christian history. And I'm gonna do that because, Aurora Christian right now, there's a lot of things that are people in Aurora Christian's history that just don't get enough credit, I would say.
For sure.
And rest in peace, Mark Davidson is no longer with us, so he can't come on the show. But the second greatest player, I think, Jason Wright, should be on the show.
For sure.
And I say Jason because, you talking about trying to uplift the youth and all that. I feel like, the ones that could deliver that message are the ones that are doing something in their community right now, right?
That's
and
a
so
fact.
Jason is one he coaches as well within his community. He deals with, young dudes within the community. So if this is one of these platforms that's, main purpose is to uplift that community, go grab dudes that do that. And Jason is one who does that. And then he also is second greatest player, I think, in Aurora Christian history. So I would slap him on here for sure.
Okay. Bet. We'll figure that out. I'll try to get in touch with him and we'll figure it out for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Man, Jay, I just want to say I appreciate you coming onto my platform for, just taking time out of your day. I want to give you your flowers for not just what you contributed to just basketball, but just the Aurora basketball coaching, So for me and my platform, I want to say thank you, give you your flowers, man. And,
I was happy to do it, man.
For sure. Before we end it up, man, just let the people know, where they can find your products, anything that you have coming up with your business.
Yeah, man. So jsleeve.com, you can go out there on the website. Like I mentioned, we're going to be getting 1,000 sleeves in the next 3 months. And so we're ready to launch those 1,000. Be ready to get yours because I think they're going to go by real quick. But we're going to re-up fast and have plenty for whoever wants one. But jsleeve.com is where you can find the J-Sleeve at that website.
For sure.
Yep.
Jay, man, I appreciate you, Brody. All love and success to you, brother.
Man. Thank you, bro. I appreciate it, man. Hey, keep doing what you do, man. This is positive work, man. I appreciate it.
Definitely, bro. I'll talk to you, bro. Love.
All right, man. Peace.